We're good. Let's call this meeting to order of the KTA Executive Committee Board.
We have 7 members present and several others. We have a
More than a quorum, right? So approval of the minutes from last month. Make a motion. Motion.
Well, there was only one correction to the date of this meeting. It was listed as the 20th in the minutes. It should be corrected to the 27th. With that exception, I move that we accept the minutes. Is that correction?
Any more discussion?
Yes.
My
Yes.
name's misspelled.
Well, we need to
Okay.
correct that.
Correct Mary Tom's name. Any more corrections? So with the corrections made, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And let me add, we now have 8 members.
So as the new KTA chair, I don't have a report to make other than I'm happy to be here and be patient with all of us. And welcome to Justice Knox. Who attended the meeting today. Commissioners' comments? Where's Dustin? He always has a comment.
He's not able to make it.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody have any comments? Staff report?
Yep. I just have a few things to go over. First of all, I want to introduce Bobby Edwards to my right. Bobby is the new Director of Operations. Bobby has over 16 years of experience holding leadership roles at Hillsborough Area Regional Transit, Hampton Roads Transit, and Kansas City Area Transportation Authority. So welcome, Bobby. The other things I want to add, just fixed route ridership, year to date, it's increased 23.8%. And then year over year, for January, 16.5% increase. Our on-time performance was almost 86%, so we're almost to the goal of 90. So we're getting closer, we're inching closer. And our lift ridership year to date has an increase of 1.3%. That's really it for my staff updates. Doug, do you have anything from the TPO?
Yeah, I did want to make an announcement. You know, I work for the planning agency, and we do all types of research, including research on people's travel habits. We are working with 8 other planning agencies across the state, TDOT and the UT Transportation Center, to do a travel demand study. And what this is they send these diaries out. You may have got these before, like where they ask you to track your radio listening habits or your TV listening habits. We send these diaries out to people and have them write down their travel habits for a couple of days. And you also have an option, you can download an app now. So this will start sometime in March. They'll be sending thousands of letters across our region to try to get enough participation. But if you hear from somebody that says, in today's world of misinformation and suspicion, hey, I got this letter, they want me to download an app, please encourage them to do so. We definitely want to get a good sample of transit riders. So if you hear that out there, we'll have information on our TPO website. You can always send them to our office if people need more information on it. So if you hear that out in the community, please let them know it is a legitimate thing and we need their help completing this data.
What is the app number?
I'm not sure what that, it'll be on the letter when they get a letter that they can download it. And kind of like those, sometimes you get those surveys, they have a few dollar bills there to encourage you. I think if you do the app, you can maybe get $10 if you go ahead and do the study or something like that. So there's some encouragement there. So.
Thank you. Is there any new business?
There's no new business.
Old business?
There's no old business.
Public comments. Come on, people.
We do have a couple people that
Yeah, we do.
outside,
Yes. Mary Ellis Richardson.
Yes, thank you. Where would you like for me to stand? Or
Let me see. I think everybody should just stand where they are.
Don't move.
The commission welcomes all comments. Please state whatever comments you want to make. We ask it is a public meeting. Be respectful of others, that's all we ask. We do have a 5-minute limitation on our comments. Please don't get upset. We have to limit that, particularly when we have a large number of people here who may want to speak. So I will be keeping the time. I'll try to call out 1 minute, 30 seconds and just try to wrap up. Oh, and we do need you to state your name for the record. We are keeping that.
Very well. Good afternoon. My name is Mary Ellis Richardson, and I live at 7023 Sheffield Drive here in Knoxville. I represent Justice Knox, a collaboration of 23 congregations working together to solve serious community problems. Can others with Justice Knox today please stand? Those who aren't. Just so. Thank you. And lack of access to reliable transportation fuels poverty in Knoxville. Over 10,000 households have no cars. Many more share a car or they have unreliable vehicles. People across our city struggle to get to work, appointments, the grocery store, and to stay connected to friends and family. Reliable transit isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Our buses cannot solve this problem alone. Because of Knoxville's sprawl and terrain, buses cannot go to many parts of town, and many people cannot safely get to a bus. Just one example. In my congregation, a member shared that while she and her son had to share one car temporarily, she investigated riding the bus to work. The transit app told her she needed to walk almost 4 miles to the nearest bus stop. And in a significant portion of the walk, there is no sidewalk, and it requires that she cross 4 lanes of traffic on Middlebrook Pike. The route also requires walking up and down more than one very steep hill. Because this was nearly impossible, she had to use expensive Uber service to get to and from work. In 2020, Justice Knox brought an effective solution to the attention of CAT and city leaders: microtransit. Microtransit can fill in the gaps in our current system. Using sophisticated technology, microtransit provides shared rides in vans running on-demand routes. People in a given zone use an app to book and pay. They are picked up within 10 to 20 minutes. The van takes them where they need to go in the zone or to a bus if they need to go further out. In spring 2021, Director Thorne committed to work with us to bring a good microtransit system to Knoxville. Over several years, Justice Knox engaged in hundreds of hours of work, researching and sharing best practices, providing information about areas of need, and bringing experts to the table for Mr. Thorne and city officials. In the spring of 2023, Mr. Thorne and the city promised a rollout of a solid microtransit pilot in August 2024 and promised to meet with us within 6 months of this rollout, which is February, to evaluate and consider further expansion. And I'll now turn things over to Pastor Maddox.
I'm Joe Maddox. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you concluding?
Oh, and how much time do I have left?
3 minutes and 2 minutes. Let's be easy for everyone to conclude their comments and let the next person.
Thank you.
Joe Maddox, please state your name and address for the record.
I'm Joe Maddox, 7363 Friendly Way, Knoxville. I'm pastor emeritus of the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church here in Knoxville, and I'm also speaking on behalf of Justice Knox. This past November, more than 300 Justice Knox leaders sent a letter to Mr. Thorne requesting a 6-month follow-up meeting. Those hundreds of community voices received nothing but silence until this week. And now, even now, he's not available for another month. So we're here today to offer our evaluation. Simply put, the pilot called Cat Connect wasn't set up to succeed, and it isn't working. We have booked or tried to book trips on Knoxville's so-called microtransit system that is limited to 3 apartment complexes and offers only a short trip to a bus stop. In our test, we could not book the trip on the app because CAT doesn't have the technology that is needed for a microtransit system. And there was a minimum of 2 hours wait, not 10 minutes, not 20 minutes, but 2 hours of wait. And we also found that the return trip had to be scheduled at the same time as the pickup trip. And if you're going to the doctor, there's no way to predetermine how long that doctor visit is going to last, so we cannot schedule that in advance. So what is set up is just not practical. If our boss asked us to spend a half hour additional working in any particular day, we may not be able to have a way home after we get off work. So unreliable transportation is more than an inconvenience. It's a barrier to a better life. A mother connected with the church that I attend lost her job because she couldn't get to work on time. Another member of the congregation had to spend so much money trying to keep her car running that she couldn't afford to live by herself. She had to move into her daughter's house to sleep on the floor in order to survive. This grandmother sleeping on the floor of her daughter's apartment trying to survive. Knoxville deserves better than that. And the time to change is now. Other cities like Chattanooga and Birmingham have figured it out. Birmingham started a microtransit in 2019, and it is so effective that they have had to expand 3 times. People are using this transportation to get to jobs, to get to grocery stores, to go to the hospital, to get training, and many other services. Now, we are sending a delegation to Birmingham on March 3rd, which is Monday, and we're inviting any of you who want to go with us so that we can see what an efficient, a good microtransit system looks like. And if you can't go, we'll bring information back to share with you and to share with the rest of our community.
1 minute, sir.
Thank you for the time.
And Nia Brown. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Nia Brown, Nia Denise Brown, that is, and I live in 1905 John Street, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37921, that's 4605. I'm here to speak on behalf of myself, but also passengers that are trying to get here from point A to point B and back where they came from. I like to emphasize what I wasn't sure about this group. I hadn't heard about them, but I want to actually ditto what they're saying. Because I'm experiencing this transit system. It is flawed. You all have missed the mark. You are in violation of our civil rights. Under Title VI, you have disconnected the city. We in one part of town cannot even connect uptown at the station. In civil rights, we have a right to a bus stop. It is a protected activity, and so is a school and university and churches. We have a right to access to a bus. We have a right to the seat on the bus under the Civil Rights Act. President Lyndon B. Johnson put the transportation system in place for us. You are here to serve us. You might think what she's saying is not true, but it's not. It is true. Look it up. I did my research. We are supposed to be able to have a bus stop within a quarter of a mile of our residence. walking. And the whole purpose of transit, if you look up the definition of transit, it's to get people from where they are to where they want to be, and back, bringing their goods with them. And this should be effective and done in an effective manner that would not infringe upon our rights. Not only is this system infringe upon our rights, the civil rights that I mentioned, but our human rights to move, to run. That right gives us the right to go from wherever we want to go and roam around in our city, our county, and our state, and our country, and come back. Because we are U.S. citizens. We have the right to do that in our country. And it's hindering us from getting where we want to be. It's hindering me. I work with the school system. I can't get to some schools, especially since they cut off Pleasant Ridge. And now I can't even think about going to Sequoia Hills. I can work in any school system, any Knox County school, but I can't get to a lot of them. And that is restricting my movement. I have a right of freedom of choice to choose which way I want to spend, how I want to spend my money. And then you're going to try to go to cashless, and that was against the law. Under House Bill and Senate bill. Your cash is a valid payment. Here in Tennessee, it has to be accepted. You cannot go cashless. You're making it hard for people that have disabilities and mobility issues, the older people and younger people that have a mobility issue to get around. I can give you an example. Now, why is it be so long? I've been taking a loss. I left out of my place. I live on Down Street, off near Western. I left out at 948.
1 minute, ma'am.
Well, thank you. I left out at 948. I got uptown, I didn't get uptown to 1022. The bus pulled off, and I had already missed the lineup because of no connection. Had to wait till 1044 to get another bus. And then I didn't get to my job, where I was working at Fairgordon, until 10:55. How is that? Now I'm gonna sum up with this.
30 seconds.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sum up with this. The system is flawed, as I said. Your app does not work properly. It doesn't connect with the driver's sheets. You end up missing the bus. Some of the drivers are being rude and leaving the passengers because they can't get to the stop. Sometimes traffic happens. But what I'm saying is that
That's time.
okay. Something needs to be done, and needs to be done.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. And I think that concludes the public comments. The next meeting is March 27th at 3 p.m. and hopefully we'll be back in the main assembly room and they get it renovated. That's the plan anyway. And I'll take a motion to adjourn. Leave or stay. It's adjourned. Your pleasure, Rick. Just have a seat. We're all good.